He basically said no one has a chance in hell against him in Verzuz.
Right.
I'm not mad at him having confidence in himself, but apparently the world is, because I saw so many people saying, "Oh, he can't beat Beyonce, or he can't beat this person, or he can't beat that." I saw that, definitely saw that. And there's a huge list of people that he can't beat this person or that person. And we've talked about Verzuz. We know Lone hates Verzuz. But we've talked about this, and I think people are missing the ball with Jay, because to me, there's only one option, and it's Jay versus Nas, and it's just for hip hop, period. I don't care who wins. I don't care about the score or the tally or whatever. But what I found interesting,
that's more of an exhibition match.
Yeah, that's how you see that.
Yeah, I see.
You think that Nas is the only person that could go up against Jay?
No, not the only person. I think it would be the best reaction, like just for hip hop, like throw the scores out, all that. I think that's the best option. But Lil Jon made a point. Lil Jon said, and I'm paraphrasing because he cursed, but he said Busta would give Jay the business. Now, I've said that multiple times. I said Busta is one of the scariest people from a Verzuz standpoint. And I also saw a list that Ninth Wonder put together, which was actually, sold Jay's case even more.
It was actually missing a lot of songs.
Thank you.
And still,
thank you.
Sold the case. But go ahead. Yes. I'm sorry.
No, you good. But what do y'all think about that? Because I don't think Jay is invincible in this, but it also depends on the setup. It depends on the location, the venue, where we are in the country. I think
it also depends on being able to be a performer, and that's the reason why Lil Jon listed Busta Rhymes.
Go ahead.
But I've literally seen everybody that they've stated that Jay-Z should go against. Yep. I've seen every one of them live.
Mm-hmm.
And Lil Wayne live is not Jay-Z live.
No.
Okay.
I'll tell you that much now. Nas is Nas, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Nas ain't really never been the
stadium guy.
Yeah, he's not that. It's just more lyrics and more of just.
But I've seen Nas a couple times, and he's a good performer.
Yeah, he is a good performer.
I saw Nas in
taking
Chicago.
Nothing away from him on that, but the way Jay-Z controls a crowd and does his all right, I'm gonna give you an example. First time I seen Jay-Z was the Puff Daddy tour, No Way Out. This is when he just had a backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
So to see his evolution from just having a backdrop to what he does now, the whole stadium status, and it's a for real show.
Yeah,
he's out there regardless of his financial status. He's giving you your money's worth. I ain't saying that Lil Wayne isn't, but his show is just, it pales in comparison to Jay-Z. Now, as far as Busta Rhymes is one of the best live shows I've ever seen, and I've seen him multiple times, and that's because of him and Spliff Star.
I've heard a couple people say that people are gassing up what Busta Rhymes' performance would actually do to a Verzuz. Do you?
Well, I don't think it matches up with Jay-Z. I don't think it matches up with Jay-Z because he has to have the catalog to go with it. Now, he can sell you the song because of the live performance, but Jay-Z has songs that literally go off and invoke an emotion in people.
Here's my rebuttal to that. In my personal opinion, I think if Busta were to depend on, with what you said, if Busta was to depend on his catalog by himself, then I think he would be at somewhat of a disadvantage. But you got to remember, features are in this, and Busta has countless notable features that I think would level the playing field, the way I see it, because they include features now.
Yeah.
So Busta has so many options that he can do from 25 years ago all the way up until now that are dope features.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think
that kind of matches with Jay-Z.
Yeah, because Jay-Z, he doesn't have features. Like he doesn't have
he has
those Rihanna.
Features.
Like he doesn't have Beyonce songs in the tuck. Like he doesn't have. He's got Lenny Kravitz songs. You know, he got.
Did you see Ninth Wonder's post?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
That's what we're talking about.
Nice list is fire.
He set it up perfect. Like there's no way you're beating that. There's no way. Man. Expect and this is what I'm saying. Coming from somebody that's seen his shows live,
which
I know exactly how that's gonna go.
Like, yeah, after I saw Ninth's, I was like,
Nice list is hard. It's hard to debate.
Okay,
the way he had it set up.
Have any of you seen Fade to Black?
Yes.
Yeah,
Like-
in passing.
And the thing is, that is from 2003. Jay-Z's only become a better performer since then.
Yes.
And the album hadn't been out
What
for
about
like
even
2 weeks when they
Unplugged? He
take
sat
that.
on a
Sat
stool on
on us,
Unplugged,
you know,
Yeah.
and controlled that whole vibe and
because
energy.
people be like, "Oh, what does Jay-Z play if Lil Wayne plays How to Love?" I'll be like, "Song Cry." Okay,
Yeah.
like there's something like you gotta people just because you don't hear Jay-Z in the 444 had nothing for you in the club, and you don't hear him all the time now because first of all he's it's just like in Grand Theft Auto when someone has completed the game and they're just doing side missions now.
Yeah.
That's Jay-Z.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's not worried about, when somebody's like, I don't know, if you went up against Future, are you crazy?
I don't even understand.
Somebody said that for
Yeah,
real?
like someone was
Well,
like,
Future is the one that helped pretty much spark this. Remember when Future
when
said,
we talked about,
Future said that he was bigger than Jay-Z.
I mean, if
That
you're
was stupid.
24 years old, maybe. But at the same time, you can't depend on a bunch of 24-year-olds to just be in the club. Like you got to understand, you got to go up against somebody who's been putting out records since the late 80s.
And everybody says with Jay, it's like, okay, it's nostalgia, which is a part of it. That's cool. But a lot of these records have lived. It's not like I just want to go back and listen to them because they take me somewhere. It's like that, plus they're still good. Like the list that Ninth put, these records are still good. And I think people don't take into consideration Jay's B-sides. I'm not talking about
Jay-Z
Bonnie
did a
and Clyde. I'm
whole
talking about
B-side. He did a whole B-side concert.
right.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like where I'm from.
Yeah,
like those joints
where
is
I'm
gonna
from
go.
is like my favorite Jay-Z
That's what I'm
song.
saying, like,
That's not even on
it's
Ninth's
not on
list.
here.
It's not.
So you could drop where I'm from anywhere and it's gonna go, and that's a B-side.
And what a lot of people don't realize too is they wasn't outside
Yeah,
when this was going off in the club.
yeah. I remember that
So
vividly.
like if we're talking about what's in the club now, is 9 times out of 10 is what's out right now. But I know exactly the reaction that people had when Jay-Z songs.
let me
was going off
ask
in the club.
you
Yeah,
this.
but I still see the reaction when we play I Just Want to Love You in the club
Yeah.
today.
Or even when I play at Wine After Work, excuse me,
Thank you.
it still goes.
It still go,
And I don't think either of those are on the list.
bro. I've had this conversation. I'm like, when PSA is going to beat,
Come on, man.
There's nothing
it's-
that's gonna
I don't
beat
understand.
Nothing.
Lollipop ain't gonna beat that.
Man,
No.
so somebody had made a post about how he said Jay-Z was going to get washed
By who?
by Lil Wayne.
Oh man,
Actually, not washed. What was the word he used? He used
were they our age? I hope not.
dragged.
That's even worse.
He said Jay-Z is going to get dragged, and I said you can't use Jay-Z and dragged in the same sentence unless he's cross-dressing, because he ain't
Wow.
getting dragged by nobody.
No.
And then somebody said
It's
had
just
the
not
nerve
possible.
to put Lollipop like that was the secret weapon. That might be Lil Wayne's worst song,
Worst big hit.
Yeah.
worst big hit. Yeah,
I mean, you gonna need
Like he'd have to damn near play the remix with Kanye on it for me to be like, nah, that's in it. And to me, that's still not a big
You
jumper.
gonna need.
Yeah.
You gonna have to shoot like he gonna have to shoot with a Millies, like all those. It's gonna be those level of records, but
Yeah,
you gotta
know
shoot
what?
all those.
He play a Millie and then Jay-Z play What We Do.
Yeah.
And it might be.
Yeah,
come on, man. You don't really want it with Hove.
I mean, I'm seeing.
Riddle me that.
I'm seeing in the chat. Busta has 20 including features. That's
He
what
does.
I said. LL might have 20 is what I'm seeing also.
He might have 20,
Uh,
but he ain't got it with Hove.
He got
No.
Drake, Weezy, Kanye.
What about Kanye?
I think Kanye got it,
Half them songs would have Jay-Z on them.
Yeah.
Well,
which makes it interesting.
that would be cool.
And then Jay-Z's going to be using songs that Kanye produced.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So
I like Kanye.
The weirdest one that I saw was somebody said RZA.
What?
come on, man.
For who? For Jay-Z?
RZA could go up against Jay-Z.
No.
In what?
In what world?
I
Parallel
love
universe.
RZA, but what?
Like not even in between the. I don't know.
I've seen some
were
really good.
Were they serious?
Yeah.
I've seen some really good comparisons as far as how Verzuz goes, because on paper there's a few things that look good. So Dipset was supposed to beat the Locks.
I never thought they would, but
They're-
on paper they were supposed to.
On paper they were supposed to beat the Locks, but the
Yeah.
Locks held it down.
Yeah.
Holly and Jada Kiss and him being really into it, and them of course not rhyming over the.
What
the
Jadakiss did
lyrics.
was the reason why I picked them. Because I was like, they gonna show out at the Garden. I knew that going into it. They gonna show out.
But when we're talking about Lil Wayne and Jay-Z,
yeah,
somebody compared it to the Manny Fresh Scott Storch battle. Because Manny Fresh has hits. He ain't got Scott Storch hits though.
No.
Scott Storch's hits they run deep and I mean he got hits with the Roots. He got hits with people you didn't even know he did music with.
and I think Manny Fresh
is pretty much, for lack of better words, a one-trick pony.
I think Manny Fresh is
I feel like Scott Storch is though.
That's what I was about to say.
One trick?
Yeah, but Scott Storch.
That's what I was about to
Scott
say.
Storch has a joints with the Roots. He's got Me, Myself, and I with Beyonce.
He does.
You know, he's got Still DRE. That's not one trick at all.
See,
Did he produce those all the way through, or was he collaborating?
The one thing I will say,
he was
Long,
producing
I'm
this
gonna give Scott Storch this. He can sit down and play it. Like
I know he can play.
Like he can sit down and arrange it. Like I've seen some stuff. Like
Lil Wayne and Fat Joe.
He's not one of those. He's not Khaled. He's not Khaled when it comes to production.
No. I'm not saying that at all. I was just, for me, my thing with Scott Storch is I always kind of viewed him as somebody who was always collaborating with other people, as opposed to like Manny was always kind of.
Manny was 100%. He was a one-man wrecking crew.
Yeah. I mean,
which I give him credit for.
Those beats he did those albums top to bottom. So.
Yeah, Dolo. So I give him peas for that.
I feel like to our original point, I feel like the best verses with Jay would be Nas.
For me. That's the best one.
And even if Nas doesn't have the records to match from a powerful reach standpoint, I think just culturally, I think
the moment.
I don't want to see.
Nas got the beat. Nas got some.
Wayne.
He got some B-sides, but he don't have the cumulative. He don't have it.
Yeah.
But I think
Lost tapes.
Well, I mean.
You know what? And
he got
Nas
some B-sides on his own albums.
And one thing I'll say about Nas is that he hasn't stopped. And he's been continually putting work in. So like he's dropped like
he's got joints he
3,
could play
4
off
projects.
his last 3 albums. He could put in that verses.
So
I give him peace for that. My argument has always been Nas is aging better than his peers, I believe. Well, especially getting into this bag. We about to talk about it with Hit Boy, but Nas is aging gracefully because you see a lot of players. If you want to use sports as a reference, they hold on too long, and then the production starts to slip, and it's like, okay, it's time for me to get out of here. Shaq, his last 3 or 4 years, he wasn't Shaq. He was just floating around Boston, Phoenix. But Nas is not.
He was chasing a ring.
Yeah, he was ring chasing Cleveland.
Oh, that's right. He was in Cleveland.
But Nas, Shaq played on 3 or 4 different teams. People don't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
But Nas is still putting out good quality product in his late 40s.
He's doing a good job with it.
Yeah, so I got to give him peace for that. But I think the consensus for us here is it's probably a wrap for anybody beating Hov, unless.
Shout out to the chat because this was my thought too, as far as Jay-Z will never do a versus.
I don't think the bag's big enough.
That's the whole point of him stating that they ain't gonna see me.
Yeah.
You think he's really about to step in the ring with anybody when he just made that statement?
I don't.
No, he's not. And
he knows that.
Everybody put together these lists and whatnot, and they're fun and all, but Jay-Z's never going to do that.
He doesn't have to.
You know what's caused the most controversy?
What?
Eminem.
Oh God.
Eminem versus Jay-Z?
Only because of Eminem's fans.
No, yeah.
Oh, they go now. If it was held in the right location, you could have a. You could
Detroit.
You could. Don't do
Jay-Z
that.
probably
Don't do
beat Eminem in Detroit.
Oh
No,
know about that.
Depending on what side of Detroit.
What side of Detroit?
And will win it.
Yeah,
I'm just fronting, but still.
Yeah, be careful with that.
But I hate the fact that people was talking about how Future would beat Jay-Z in Atlanta.
That's stupid.
Oh, okay, so there's 49 other states in the continental United States.
Continental.
And there's a whole state of Atlanta. I mean, maybe he wouldn't win it in the smaller counties.
Yeah.
Listen, man. Cut it out, Long. Man, I don't think the bag's big enough for Hov. I'd love to see him and Nas just do it as they say, for the culture, though. I would love to see that, but